everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. Welcome to another Championship review, and we have reached the international break that we've been talking about for the past 4 or 5 games. We've reached sacking season, 12 games in, quarter of the season, all of those things. So the landscape is now pretty clear on where a lot of teams stand and where they may or may not be going with the season coming up, and some interesting results as per usual in this latest round of games. Top of the league, Sheffield United. I'd been picking out the 3 power teams as Leeds, Middlesbrough and West Brom, but the Blades go top, and like Norwich last time, only one team acing the 3-game week. Only Sheffield United won all 3 of those games. Goes to show how hard the Championship is. I can think of a lot of other divisions where a 3-game week there'd be a few teams knocking down 9 points there, but only the Blades doing that. They beat Hull 1-0. McGoldrick again put the penalty in. So looking brilliant for Sheffield United. The question I would have to Blades fans is, how sustainable is this? We think very good first 11, had a good start last season as well, but when will depth and injuries and things of that nature come in and cause problems? It might not. They might get lucky with the injuries, and if that's the case, can they ward off these more powerful squads? Certainly brilliant stuff from Sheffield United, and they wouldn't have wanted the international break to come with all these wins happening. Hull, bottom going into the international break. What are the expectations here? We keep joking, 21st position, Hull position. Not going too well for them at the moment, so if you're a Hull fan, let me know where you think the upsurge could come from. I said home win in my predictions video, so 1 for 1. You'll see that was a bit of a theme when we're going through these results. Into second place go West Brom, and they score another load of goals. West Brom 4, Reading 1. Reading drop into that Hull position into 21st. West Brom have got 31 goals in 12 games, and Bakuna actually gives Reading the lead with a bit of a beauty from a short corner, curling it in off the post with his left foot. But here come that ridiculous trio that I keep prattling on about. In the second half, Gale gets 2, Barnes gets 1, Bartley heads in the 4th West Brom goal, and I'll repeat it, if Barnes, Gale and Rodriguez start a game, one of them seems to score in every single game. In terms of West Brom, it's only Borough and Bolton who've beaten them, and from what I can see, they're both quite defensive sort of specialists. They're both quite good at going into a game like that and going, right, we know how to shut this team down. So the only real question is there a plan B if these players up front do dry up? If not, this ratio of goals is going to be pretty unstoppable. So it'll be interesting when they get some of those tough away games in there, but certainly looking very, very good, West Brom. Reading 1 point in 9 after a little surge. They're in the Hull position, 21st. Shake hands on that one now, Reading fans, possibly for the end of the season. I said home win, 2 from 2. For me, Leeds dropped to 3rd. They drew 1-1 at home to Brentford in the Sky TV game. Could make a joke about Leeds being on Sky, but I won't. Been looking forward to this one. Should have been a good clash of styles. 2 very good philosophies, certainly. Mapai sticks in the penalty. 10 in 10 starts for him. Going to be hard to beat for the top scorer the way Brentford create these chances. He gives them the lead there. Janssen with a late equaliser. Leeds 9 points in 6. So we use 6 games often as a barometer for form. That's not promotion form. That's 1.5 points per game. that normally would drop you just below the playoffs. So is that number going to bump up back soon? I know the Leeds fans are looking forward to this Blackburn away game where they've sold 7,500 tickets. We know about the big support, but that number's going to need to come up. And are we going to see that to replicate the brilliant start? The Bees, we've said this so many times, we know how good the passing is, but that's no wins in 5. And is it the same old Brentford problems coming through of dominating games and not finishing them off? I said home win, so I was wrong with that one on my prediction. Surprise result here, I think, given I'd seen Middlesbrough play on Tuesday and look very sturdy against a pretty poor Ipswich performance. Borough 0, Forest 2. Forest move up to 5th. We'd said about teams like Forest and Birmingham, if these draws turn into wins, then you start looking good, and a great win here for Forest. Lolly looks in nice form. He got a goal and the assist for Graben. So Forest up to 5th, only 1 defeat. What next now? Is it upwards with these draws turning into the wins? Who knows? Forest looking pretty damn good in terms of being tough to beat, and you can't argue with that result. Not many teams are going to win at Borough this season. Borough obviously still well in there. First home defeat, only the first time they conceded a goal at home. Any possible cause from concern for Borough fans, or an off day here and onward with the Pulis ball and the clean sheets? I said home win, as you'd imagine, and completely wrong with that one too. I don't know too much about this one because it's just finished, but Sheffield Wednesday have gone up to 6th place. They've won 2-1 at Bristol City. Lucas João with a quick-fire double in the second half. I saw him score 2 also against Ipswich. So Wednesday up to 6th. Sheffield Wednesday fans have to start paying attention to Lehukai now. Tell me what he's doing right, because I saw Sheffield Wednesday twice. Wasn't impressed either time, really, but they're obviously on a good run, obviously hard to beat, and you don't get to 6th place after 12 games without doing a fair amount right. So let me know what he's doing right there. Bristol City, no wins in 5. Streaky Lee Johnson. Again, you would surmise that he had that, I guess 2 seasons ago, that horrifying run where they barely won in about 3 months. Then much better last season, and everyone's, well done to Bristol City for standing by Lee Johnson. Is this his season now where he has to get it right, or they might think about a change? I'm not suggesting that will happen now, but he's very much been backed and given time. So the 3rd season where you're looking for the results. I said home win again. Totally wrong. These away wins coming into scupper me well and truly this week. QPR 1, Derby 1. Marriott with the opener. That possibly might be his first league goal for Derby. Check that one. I'm prepared to be wrong about that one. Cameron with the equaliser. Interesting bit of goalkeeping from Scott Carson on that one. Rangers 10 points from 6. That form continues, and they will go into the top half fairly quickly. So pretty decent when you look at the bigger picture for them. I know they had 2 straight losses in there, but picking up points well in the other games. Derby, 1 win in 6. That is not good form. I hear national journalists prattling on and saying, oh, Frank Lampard doing an amazing job, but where is this going? Because it's stays like it is, that's fairly sort of mid-table, and all this hype and all these expectations not going to be paid off. Is there going to be an upsurge here? I said draw. I was correct. That's my 3rd one correct. Norwich, the form team, one of the 3 form teams going into this weekend, lose at home to Stoke 1-0. Stoke up to 14. It's a good win for Stoke. Bit of a gnarly own goal from Tim Closer. The cross goes in and he slides in, and virtually the only way that ball can end up in the goal is what happens, and it slides in at the near post. From what I can see, this looked a little bit of a smash and grab, but a win is a win, and Stoke moving into some form now. Stoke fans, is Rowett putting this together now. We know there's a lot of quality there and they should be higher than they are, but always takes time with a new boss, especially with the turnover from a relegation as well. Norwich, they'd had a brilliant run after a slightly worrying start. Was this just one of these days, and can you see the form reverting back to the excellent September you've had? Let me know what you think. I said home win. I backed the Canaries, and again, I was wrong. The evening game on Saturday was Bolton versus Blackburn, and Blackburn get the win in that local derby. Dak, again, he gets the goal, really does the damage, that guy. Very satisfactory, I'd say, if I was a Blackburn fan this first quarter. They've ended up in 10th, and they're still hard to beat and have been pretty much this whole calendar year. Probably only 3 or 4 defeats this whole... I haven't got that as a stat, so I could be wrong about that, but I think not many defeats at all if you take the 2 campaigns together. How good is Dak? And will he be there past January at this rate? Bolton are bottom of the form table, and after that great start, I think that's kind of just propping up their league position. They're in 16th now. The good start's paying dividends, but where's the upturn going to come? They're hard to play against, well organised, but on a downward trajectory at the moment. Bolton. The game I was at, Swansea 2, Ipswich 3. Ipswich get their first win of the season. I will not bore you too much with the details. You can check elsewhere on this channel the match review I did, where I was rather excited, so look out for that. Bit of a bonkers game. Swansea really paid for their slightly overly attacking approach, letting Ipswich in to score 3 goals and missing a host of chances themselves. But I'm going to take that as an Ipswich fan. Swansea fans, if you were at this game or just generally, Potter looks a good fun manager, but does he need to be a little bit more balanced in his approach? And, well, I'll try and answer this myself. I put it out to Ipswich fans. Is this now the start of a move up the table? Having got that first win off, we will see how it pans out. Preston as well, another team in desperate need of a win. Got a mighty win against Wigan. Preston moving up to 22nd. They beat Wigan 4-0. Barkhausen, Robinson, Gallagher and a Burn own goal. Red card, all sorts of local derby fun. Preston, we thought they were in a false position. Are they now going to move up the table? And never mind the win, a clean sheet. Their defensive record have been absolutely horrible in recent weeks. So good stuff from Preston. Wigan got to be pleased in 11th, but Wigan fans, is the away record a bit of a worry? I said home win. I was right. Sorry, just going back to the Swansea-Ipswich game, I said home win there as well, and was very happy to be proven wrong. Another game I said home win on was Birmingham 3, Rotherham 1. Birmingham up to 17th. They need to convert draws into wins. Jukovic with the hat-trick. 5 goals in 3 games for him. I saw 2 of them with my own eyes against Ipswich there, so he's in good form. Draws to wins, Birmingham fans, and you'll be up where Forest are, but is perhaps the difference, the strength in depth there? Birmingham, we know they've got a good first 11, but maybe not as much behind as a team like Forest do. Rotherham, so good at home, but we go to the next international break. There's 5 games, 3 of them for Rotherham away from home now. They need to put some points on the board away. Can't rely solely on that home form. If that goes, then you're in trouble, Rotherham fans. I said home win. That's my 5th and final one correct, which leaves Millwall 2, Villa 1. Millwall move out of the bottom 3 with a good win for them, much needed win for them, much more like last season's form here. We wondered if Kevin McDonald might get a reaction for Villa. It did not happen, and Millwall get the win. Abraham with a clever opener, Ferguson with the equaliser, and the often maligned, I must say, by the Millwall fans, Tom Elliott with the winning goal for Millwall, so good for him. Millwall are going to be looking at this now. Reading, Wigan and Ipswich coming up. Is that some points in the bank for you? Hopefully not on one of those games, but we shall see. Millwall, are you going to be revisiting more of the form of last season than the early period of this season? And Villa, you need a boss. Who's it going to be? Let me know. Is it going to be Dean Smith? Is it going to be Thierry Henry? Is it going to be God, dare I say it, Mick McCarthy? There we go. I said away win there. The Millwall proving me wrong. So, bit of a break now. 2 weeks off. Maybe some movers and shakers in the job front here. Possibly, we know definitely going to be one at Villa by the time we're back. Maybe some other places. We might see some managers moving in or out. Let me know what you think in the comments. As I always say, if you're a supporter of one of these teams, you know more than I do about your team. So please comment and let me know your thoughts. If not, give me a thumbs up on the video, and please give me a subscribe if you're a fan of the Championship. Try and make good content on here, and the input that other Championship fans give me in the comments is really invaluable in sourcing some knowledge to try and make these videos, you know, a fairly good watch. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom, and I will be back with more Championship content in 2 weeks' time. A bit of an international break, so I'm sure I'll come up with some ideas for some stuff in the meantime, but do keep in touch over that period. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.